The following is a production of Phoenix Media. The views expressed do not necessarily represent those of the company or its advertisers, and may contain language that's unsuitable for younger listeners. Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of the Proton Pack Podcast. I'm Kristian, and with me always is the Wolverine to my Cyclops, Tony. Say hey, Tone.
Hey, guys.
Let's go, bub.
Good to be back on a new episode of the Proton Pack. It's been a couple weeks since we've been able to do one.
It has been a little while. It's one of those things where, there's been some changes about. Obviously, if you watch the show regularly, you'll notice my background's a little bit different. I had to change my studio location, at least to a temporary studio. So that's one of the factors and other things. But regardless, we are back, we are here, and ready to give you guys some new information about everything geeky, nerdy, pop culture-y. And so, let's go ahead and start things off the way we do each and every episode with a review. It's one of those things that we've started doing pretty regularly, whether it's a Marvel show that we're talking about or a new movie that came out. And this week we are talking about Free Guy. Free Guy is the long-awaited Ryan Reynolds, was once a Fox property, became a Disney property, and, it was finally released. And I had the joy of seeing it with Tony in person in Colorado on the big screen, big surround theater, and it was, I'd have to say, my favorite movie of the year so far. It was a lot of fun. It was funny. It was original. It had so many fun little Easter eggs and things, especially if you're a video game fan. All of the acting was phenomenal, from Taika Waititi, obviously, to Ryan Reynolds. And, I'd have to give it like a 9.5 out of 10 just through everything that it is. And I'm excited to see it when it comes out on quote-unquote home video, just so I can see the behind the scenes, because I want to see the making of it and what Reynolds has to say.
Oh, absolutely. It actually comes out in September, so we only have a couple more weeks before. So the theater run's not long, but it's killing it. It's killed it at the box offices. We'll get there in a little bit. But, yeah, man, it was a fun movie. A lot of pop culture references. If you pay attention, if you haven't seen it yet, look for Easter eggs. If you look closely, you'll see Deadpool. Thanks to Kristian, he pointed that out to me. And he pops up multiple times. Not in the way you think he would, but there is Deadpool references, Avengers references, and other surprises throughout the way. So little Easter eggs are nice. Hilarious movie. I mean, I found myself laughing and out loud a lot. And it was a movie that went by so fast that I was just like, that was a great watch. So I'm with you on that. Best movie I've seen this summer. I mean, I enjoyed the hell out of it. I haven't found one person that I've recommended it to that said, everybody has really just loved the movie. I don't want to spoil anything for you guys. Just go out there, enjoy it. I also would give it a 9 out of 10. Best movie this summer. So,
yeah, and it's
thumbs up all around on that.
One of those movies that was pushed back and pushed back and pushed back, and it's always worrisome when that's the case. Obviously, we had to deal with COVID, and the expectations get higher and higher as you go. And it didn't disappoint. Sometimes you go in, like Black Widow for me was one of those movies that, the expectation was high, and it was just a little under the expectation when I saw it. And so I wasn't as thrilled as I would have been if it came out when it originally did. This one isn't that case. It is, I had a high expectation and it even exceeded that.
Are you going to be seeing Shang-Chi on Friday?
Not Friday, but I will be going
weekend?
Saturday. Exactly.
Gotcha. Yeah, I'm seeing it Friday night. Looking forward to it. Look forward to hopefully being able to do this show next week where we'll be able to talk about it and give you guys a review on a fresher movie. This last weekend, Candyman came out, and the week before that was The Protege, and what was that one with Hugh Jackman? It looked really cool. It was on HBO Max. Totally flopped at the box office.
Yeah, Reminiscence.
Huge.
And
Reminiscence. Yeah, that looked cool, but it flopped.
Yeah. And that's one that I meant to see.
Man.
I meant to watch on HBO Max, and I haven't even gotten around to doing that yet. So,
in all fairness, relocating the studios, a few life changes, kind of hard. It's why we haven't really been able to do this. So,
exactly. Well, with all that being said, before we head into the commercial break, just want to remind everybody that you guys can find us online pretty much everywhere. Just go on social media, type in what you see below here on at Proton Pack Podcast, and feel free to drop links and suggestions or things that you want us to talk about, and let us know what you enjoy and what you would like to see. And we take a look at every single comment that comes across, and really enjoy, kind of crafting the show to a way that you guys enjoy it.
Absolutely. Thank you for all the support, and look forward to having a good show today.
Exactly. Well, with that being said, we're going to go ahead and head into our commercial break, but when we come back, it's time for TV news, so don't go anywhere.
My precious. Ooh, yeah, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate DX collectible boxes, dude! Cowabunga!
To the Loot Gaming video game box.
Woohoo! Yee-hoo!
Loot Crate horror box. What's with kids today, huh?
Wowzers! With crates starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors.
To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIXmedia.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott!
Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Dear John, I'm leaving. Uncontrolled high blood pressure is serious, and I can quit whenever I want. Why can't we get back to when you checked on me? I don't want to leave, but remember, when I quit, you quit. Sincerely, your heart.
Listen to your heart and don't let it quit on you. High blood pressure can lead to a stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range today. For help keeping yours at a healthy range, text PRESSURE to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association, the American Stroke Association, and the Ad Council.
WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio, take one.
Behold the angry giant.
Try it again, Alberto.
Behold the angry giant.
Perfect. Good luck tonight.
Behold the angry giant.
Yay! Read me another one, Dad.
This is WWE superstar Alberto Del Rio. It only takes a moment to make a moment. Take time to be a dad today.
Visit fatherhood.gov, brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
It may be hard to believe, but people just like you are already saving money. FeedThePig.org makes it easy. Their simple savings plan teaches you how to start saving without going overboard, so you don't need to sell all your belongings and live in a commune.
These dungarees belong to all of us now, Tom.
You don't need to get a second job as a stuntman.
We need a new stuntman!
You just need FeedThePig.org. Don't get left behind. Get tips and tools at FeedThePig.org. Brought to you by the American Institute of CPAs and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Phoenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. And welcome back, folks, to the Proton Pack Podcast. We just did our review of Free Guy, which we had so much fun with. But as we do in the second segment, let's go ahead and get into that TV news.
Bazinga!
Cream of the crop!
Hey, baby.
Let's go, Bob.
Excellent.
Hail to the king, baby.
Hail to the king, baby.
Cowabunga!
All right, first up in TV news is something that, we've mentioned in the past, and, we got one of the cast members, but now we're rounding out that cast with Tim Burton's direction on Addams Family series for Netflix that will primarily focus on Wednesday Addams, thus is why the show is titled Wednesday. Now, we previously heard that Jenna Ortega will be playing Wednesday with Luis Guzman and Catherine Zeta-Jones on board to play her parents, Gomez and Morticia. Now, the cast of Wednesday has expanded in a major way with the names of 10 more cast members having been announced. They are Thora Birch, Ricky Lindholm, Joy Sunday, Emma Myers, Hunter Doohan, Musa Mustafa, Georgie Farmer, Naomi Ogawa, Percy Hines White, and Jamie McShane. The only one that I'm really familiar with there is Thora Birch, obviously from...
Me too.
She was in American...
She was from Hocus Pocus, right?
Hocus Pocus,
she was
and then...
young in Hocus Pocus.
And then the creepy movie with Kevin Spacey.
Oh, yeah, The American Beauty?
Yeah.
yeah, there was that one. And the last time I saw her was, I think... Limp Bizkit's Eat You Alive video had Bill Paxton in it.
That's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, she was. Yeah, he's like, she's tied up and he's singing to her. It was a weird video.
Well, it's one of those things where, she went away. Maybe she's coming back in a big way now. And, it should be interesting. Anything Tim Burton is going to be fun to watch. Hopefully it's a little bit more on the Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Edward Scissorhands side of things, and maybe not so much on the Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory side. I wasn't a big fan of it.
No, with it being animated, you kind of put together along the lines I would imagine, like Nightmare Before Christmas, The Corpse's Bride, that type of
It's
style,
not animated.
I would imagine.
No, it's live action.
No, it's actually live?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Weird.
Because they did the animated movie. Yeah, and they've got a sequel coming out next month to the animated one. But no, this is a fully live action. So you can expect, that sort of,
okay.
Set dressing that, only Tim Burton could do.
Yeah. Surprised his wife is not announced in this one.
I'm sure she'll have a part. She has to, right?
Yeah. She's in everything he does. It's kind of like Rob Zombie. He's always got to have Sherry Moon Zombie in there somewhere.
Exactly. Well, moving on from the Addams Family to a Disney property that we haven't heard much about in recent memory. The Rocketeer, was a film that wasn't exactly the biggest box office success upon its release in 1991, but it was fun to watch. And, it still holds up pretty well if you go back. There have been rumblings of a sequel or a reboot to the film over the years, but Deadline has reported that Disney is officially developing the Rocketeer sequel. Titled The Return of the Rocketeer, the project is set to be produced by Jessica and David Aiello, with the actor also circling the leading role. The Rocketeer sequel has been written by Ed Reichort and will center on a retired Tuskegee airman who takes up the mantle of the Rocketeer. Reichort is best known for penning Now You See Me, as well as his work on Wayward Pines, Jessica Jones, and Raising Dion. The original had, Billy Campbell in it. It had, James Bond. What is his name?
With Timothy Dalton.
Timothy Dalton, and I'm off my game today.
Because he was villain, right?
He was the villain, and then
did it have Jennifer Connelly in it too?
Thank you very much. Yes, it did.
Was that okay? Just want to make sure. It's been a long time since I've seen it. I just haven't seen it in a long time, so I didn't know.
Yeah, normally I have those names like right on the tip of my tongue, but a little off my game today. Regardless, Tony, are you looking forward to a Rocketeer sequel on Disney Plus?
Yeah, I would watch it. I remember as a kid watching the first one. We rented it from Scolari's, believe it or not. I remember renting it there as a kid. And watched it a couple of times, and I liked it, but I haven't gone back since then to watch it. So I think I would like to go back, rewatch it, and then go into that so I have a little more familiarity of what it was all about. I remember also playing the Nintendo game, so...
Yeah, no, that game was fun.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's on Disney Plus. You can go back. It holds up pretty well. It's got some of that campy early '90s Disney vibe, but it isn't something that's absolutely unwatchable. All right, so
good.
Speaking of Disney Plus and other sort of out of the blue projects. With WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and Loki behind them, Marvel Studios have shown that they can successfully pull off all manner of craziness on the small screen. There are plenty of other Marvel Cinematic Universe TV shows on the way for Disney Plus, and one of them might just be a Halloween special based on Werewolf by Night. According to The Wrap, Marvel Studios are in the midst of searching for a Latino actor in his 30s to star in a Halloween special for Disney Plus. The specifics of the special aren't known, but The Wrap says that individuals with knowledge claim that the character could be based on Werewolf by Night. Production is looking to get underway early next year. While you should probably take this with a grain of salt for now, this isn't the first time that we've heard of Marvel's potential plans for that property. When Kevin Smith was developing the Howard the Duck animated series for Hulu several years ago, he wanted to make use of the Werewolf by Night character for an episode only to be told by Marvel that they had other plans for him. Tony, did you get into Werewolf by Night in the comics at all? Are you familiar with it? And what do you think about this project?
The project sounds cool. Have zero idea who that character is. Don't know him. Wouldn't know. But, if you go way back, I would imagine hardcore Marvel comic book fans would know who that is. And, my comic book range as a kid was really around Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Spider-Man, X-Men, The Punisher, and that was about it. I was a Marvel guy, but I stuck to just kind of what I knew, So not one of those characters I'm aware of.
I was always bigger on the superhero comics versus the horror comics. There was a big run of them in the 1970s with Marvel, which is where this comes from. But usually those were the ones that I gave away if I got them in a pack. So, I recognize the title, but I haven't read a single one. And it's,
Yeah. It's kind of like, but with Marvel, man, they take characters that are generally not familiar, and then they make them so good that they become familiar. I mean, great examples, Guardians of the Galaxy. Not something I was familiar with before, but now they're synonymous with, the Marvel Universe. Shang-Chi, don't really know jack squat about him. I know of the Mandarin. But that's going to all come together after this week. I'll know more about it, and I'm sure it's going to be good. It's Marvel. They do a good job with their properties in explaining who these characters are. So I think it'd be a cool thing to do.
Yeah. And, Shang-Chi was another one of those from the 70s. It was the Kung Fu comics where I was like, pass. I'm looking forward to what's coming out, but this one should be interesting, being that it is under the Marvel Cinematic banner. And, they do it well. There's no doubt about that.
Should be good. Also, if you guys are out there, they did drop, before you see Shang-Chi this weekend or whenever you're going to see it, they did drop a one-shot, a new one, to see what happened to Trevor. The original, I'm going to air quote if you're watching this. If you're listening, it's air quotes. But the original Mandarin from Iron Man 3, you'll get to see what happened to him. It's available on Disney Plus right now. Check it out. I have not, but I will before I see the movie for sure.
Now, I haven't gone back because I know they posted it up there, and they had one a few years back that was coupled with one of the DVDs called All Hail the King. I don't know if it's that same one or if they've done an expansion beyond that. So, we'll have to check it out. But I have a feeling what you're talking about is that All Hail the King one shot.
And they're just plugging it as a new thing, cheap promotion. They're like, it's new. Check it out.
Yep, just trying to drum up some interest for Shang-Chi.
There you go.
All right, and then finally here on TV news, moving away from Marvel into DC, well, the CW is looking a little green as they found their Poison Ivy for Batwoman Season 3. Bridget Regan of Marvel's Agent Carter, not Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., has signed on to play Pamela Isley, also known as Poison Ivy on the series. Pamela Pamela Isley is a former botany student at Gotham's University, described as a passionate, brilliant scientist with a mind for changing the world for the better. However, when she's experimented on by a colleague and injected with various plant toxins, she's turned into the iconic DC villain Poison Ivy. In addition to Agent Carter, Bridget Regan has also appeared in shows as Legend of the Seeker, White Collar, Jane the Virgin, The Last Ship, and Paradise Lost. Batwoman Season 3, starring Javisha Leslie, who took over the title role from Ruby Rose, will debut its third season on October 13th. So, you get a little over a month and a half before that debuts. I've sort of fallen off from the CW Arrowverse shows just because there's so many to catch up on. But I like to see that, Poison Ivy, one of my favorite female rogues from the Batman franchise, is coming into this. And I got to say, Bridget Regan, she fits the role.
Yep, that'll be good. I was also thinking, if it wouldn't be her, man, bring back the good-looking one from Gotham, the older one. When the nerdy one, advanced and became the adult version one. That version of Ivy was A-okay, partner.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Well, folks, we have to head on into our break. But when we come back, we will be talking movie news, so don't go anywhere. We'll see you guys in just a few.
I spend a lot of time in the backyard, and I'm the center of attention at summer barbecues. In '96, I made some of the tastiest s'mores. And in '09, it was me, your backyard fire pit, that accidentally started a wildfire when a summer breeze carried one of my embers into some dry brush.
Spark a change, not a wildfire. Visit SmokeyBear.com, brought to you by the U.S. Forest Service, your state forester, and the Ad Council.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
My name is Lola Silvestri, and I'm going to be 95 this year. I was very independent. I fell, and I had to have Meals on Wheels. America, let's do lunch.
1 in 6 seniors faces the threat of hunger, and millions more live in isolation. Drop off a hot meal and say a quick hello. Volunteer for Meals on Wheels by donating your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org. This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Hey everyone, let's all stop what we're doing and take a moment. You see, every moment can be kind of special. But they can be loud moments, goofy moments, dorky moments, it doesn't matter. Because every time dads like us take a moment like that to spend with our kids, well, it's pretty momentous. So let's take a moment to make a moment. Call 877-4DAD-411 or visit fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school, so I'm trying to break that barrier. My daughter, Brooklyn, was also a motivation for me to go back to school. Every day after work, went straight to school, and it paid off.
At age 26, Kareem finished his high school diploma.
I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
So I'm a cat, and I just moved in with this new human, and she's got this little toy she's always playing with, all day long. Tap, 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 bloop, bloop. She can't put it down. There it is. Oh, and get this. She even talks to it. Last week, she asked it for Chinese, and guess what? Egg rolls showed up. Like magic. Humans have cool toys.
A person is the best thing to happen to a shelter pet. Be that person. Adopt. Brought to you by the Ad Council and the ShelterPetProject.org.
What if I told you that a tornado was going to happen tomorrow, right where you live? That it would touch down at exactly 3:17 p.m., and I told you the exact path it would take. You would, of course, prepare. You would talk with your loved ones, and you'd make a plan today. It's true, I can't tell you a tornado will strike tomorrow, but shouldn't you have a plan anyway? Go to ready.gov/communicate and make your emergency plan today. Don't wait. Communicate. Brought to you by FEMA and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Phoenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. And We are back, folks, to the Proton Pack podcast. We just got through our TV news, talking about some exciting projects coming up there. But before we get to the movie news, let's go ahead and explore, as we do each and every week, with our weekend box office report. Well, we've got a new number one. Candyman opened to a solid $22.4 million this weekend. The film was tracking in the mid-teen range, so this is a fantastic result for the movie this week. It is a horror movie reboot of a classic with Jordan Peele producing, and the budget is only $25 million, so it is so close to reaching its budget that I have a feeling we're going to see some sequels coming along based on how well this has already done so far.
Yeah, it looks creepy. I definitely want to see it, and I don't even remember watching the early ones. I think I watched some of the first, and my mom wouldn't let me watch it, so
they were pretty
creepy. I never
creepy.
went back and watched it. So she's like, "Nah, you're not watching this," and that was the end of that. So I'm like, "Oh, okay."
Yeah. Well, falling to second place was last week's number one, Free Guy, which we did our review on at the top of the show. Brought in another $13.55 million. Looks like it's collected $79.3 million to date, at least domestically. Opened in China this weekend with $23.9, bringing its global total to $179.9 million. It's the juggernaut. It is making the most money right now. It has set itself up well for a sequel as well. And, I can't rave enough about it. I tell everybody I sing
good
about it. Yep.
Don't have a good day. Have a great day.
In third place is a movie I just wanted to get to the theater. Wanted to get to the theaters to see. It was Paw Patrol, which brought in $6.6 million. I'm totally joking. After 2 weekends, it's collected $24 million total, which I guess is okay based on the studio. But unless you have kids, you're not going to see it.
No. Chase is on the case, and they have a promotion at the Cinemark by my house, and it's get your popcorn. Popcorn? Yeah. Hey, that one is punny. I don't have a punny, but
now that is irony.
It's not really irony, but just want to hear Bender.
In fourth place is words are hard today. The Jungle Cruise.
The Juggernaut. You were gonna say the Juggernaut.
Which finally crossed the $100 million mark, brought in another $5 million this weekend, bringing us total to $100.1 million. Again, it's doing well. It is also premiere access on Disney, and so there's many ways you can see it. But from a box office standpoint, it's doing pretty well. I still haven't had a chance to see it yet, but Tony, I know you have, and you said it was just a fun ride.
Snoochie boochie noochies.
Yeah, it was actually the most fun I had at the movies this summer up until Free Guy.
Fair enough.
Story-wise, it wasn't... It was just... You just had to go in and have fun with it. I mean, It was along the lines of a Pirates of the Caribbean, and they did good with it. I really enjoyed it. It had good humor, good action, and I really liked it. And who doesn't like Metallica to open it up?
Exactly.
Good stuff.
And then, rounding out the top 5 was Don't Breathe 2, which grossed $2.8 million. This was its second weekend, and it fell by about half. The budget was $15 million. So far, it's grossed $24.6. I enjoyed the first one. It wasn't necessarily a go to the movies to see. It was almost better as a, see it at home, which is probably what I'll do with this one as well.
Yeah. This one looks creepy, and from what I gather, I never saw the first one, that this is actually the main bad guy from the first movie, but now he's a good guy? Or maybe he's up against people that are worse than him?
That's the sense I get. Yeah, he was the main antagonist in the first one. Now he's the main protagonist, maybe like an anti-hero, but it was, the first one was good, so I look forward to checking this one out once it hits one of the streaming services.
There you go. It does look good, though.
And then finally, rounding out the rest of the top 10, in sixth place was Respect with $2.2 million. Seventh place, you had the Suicide Squad with $2 million. In eighth place, you had the Protege with $1.6 million. In ninth place was
good, but flopped.
The Night House, don't know what that is, with 1.2. And then Black Widow is still hanging into that top 10 with $855,000.
Yep, and they're in the middle of a lawsuit issue with Scarlett Johansson.
Oh, yeah. But
over the streaming rights, I think that's all. And good for her. Stand up, man. You should get the piece of that pie.
And we've reported on it before.
You're leading the movie.
Exactly. Well, speaking of, things going on with movies, whether it's releases or around it, we just finished up our box office report, so let's get into that movie news.
And here we go.
Are you the Keymaster?
Wrap it up, fuzzball.
We came, we saw, we kicked its ass.
This baby hits 88 miles per hour. They're gonna see some serious shit.
Yeah, you will, Doc Brown. All right, so...
He's always cussing.
We are horror movie fans. Obviously, we're getting ready to kick off September, getting into October, that Halloween movie season. And, got a little information on some horror movies, especially if you're a fan of the classics. In a bit of surprising news, Netflix has picked up the global rights to the Texas Chainsaw Massacre sequel from Legendary Pictures. Now, this isn't the first time that Netflix and Legendary have worked out a deal together. The entities previously teamed up on the Enola Holmes show, which starred Millie Bobby Brown and Henry Cavill. The film premiered on the... Oh, so it was a movie, sorry. The film premiered on the streamer in 2020 and became a big hit for Netflix. The hope is that the Texas Chainsaw Massacre will find similar success. Per the movie's official synopsis, the new film, a continuation of Tobe Hooper's shocking 1974 seminal horror classic, marks the return of Leatherface, reintroducing one of the most iconic villains of the horror genre to a whole new generation. The film stars Elsie Fisher, Sarah Yarkin, Mark Burnham, Mo Dunford, Olwen Forer, Alice Kriege, Jacob Lattimore, Nell Hudson, and a bunch of other people I haven't heard of. It will be on Netflix. It won't be in the theaters. It doesn't say when it's coming out, but I would assume that, pretty much any time other horror movies come out, which is usually February, which is a weird thing, or around Christmas time. Don't know why. But Tony, is it something you'll check out, or were you never really a big fan of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre?
I was never a big fan of Texas Chainsaw. It's just some Fruit Loop in a freaking mask and a chainsaw. I am Leatherface. Yep, I'm good. Stupid ass franchise.
Well, I know that you are a big fan of nostalgia, so maybe this next story's for you. Get your bandanas, bandoliers, and HGH injections ready, because the Expendables are back to kick ass and take names for the Expendables 4. Lionsgate has confirmed via Deadline reports of the fourth film in the action all-star extravaganza that will see our favorite mercenaries reunite for a less than suicidal squad on a mission for justice. Jason Statham, Dolph Lundgren, Randy Couture, and Sylvester Stallone are back in the roles that they played. I'm not going to read off the roles because you guys don't care. The newest members of the team include 50 Cent, Megan Fox, Tony Jaa, whose roles in the sequel have yet to be announced. Need for Speed director Scott Waugh is at the helm, and he did the third sequel from a screenplay by Spencer Cohen with revisions by Max Adams. The film is slated to begin production this fall for a 2022 release. Tony, did you enjoy the Expendables movies, or are they something where it's just like, these guys are old, I just can't do it anymore?
It's time to kick ass and chew bubble gum, and I'm all out of gum.
It was the first two were pretty good. I don't really remember the third. It got a little ridiculous. I mean, it was actually pretty cool when it first got together, because you had Arnold Schwarzenegger, Bruce Willis, and Sylvester Stallone in one big action-packed movie. They're fun. They're campy. They are what they are.
Yeah, it's like watching a Fast and Furious movie. You go in with that expectation, you get exactly out of it what you put in.
Yeah. Yeah, will I check it out? Yeah, I'll watch it. Always down with a good action flick. I do like them.
Fair enough.
Don't love them. I don't actually even own one of them, but they're enjoyable.
Moving on with movie news, a quick bit of good news. Earlier this month, Sony pushed the release of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, back from September 24th to October 15th. Although there were some rumors last week that the film might get delayed again, this time to January of 2022, a new poster has arrived online that assured us that, well, as of now, Venom Let There Be Carnage is still expected to reach theaters on October 15th. This release date puts it in direct competition with Universal's new Halloween sequel, Halloween Kills. Tony, I know you sent me the article last week about it being pushed back. I think this is good news that they released something that still shows it's coming in October.
Still good. I don't think they need to push it back anymore. This movie's been done well. They've had time to do the little details. I don't think you push it back more. Initially, when I heard it was getting pushed back, it kind of worried me because, I'm like, oh my God, please don't push back Ghostbusters and Top Gun. I'm like, just release the shit that's been done for the last year and focus on detailing all the upcoming stuff. Like, no more delays. We're done with that shit.
Yeah.
We don't want to do it again.
I agree.
It's already done. Just release it. Release the shit.
And then finally here on movie news, it's a little bit of movie, TV, comic book all rolled into one. But after Comic-Con at Home underwhelmed with its virtual event last year, Warner Brothers came out. Yeah, Warner Brothers came out firing on all cylinders with their virtual fan event, DC Fandom. Well, DC Fandom will make its big return on Saturday, October 16th at 10 a.m. According to Warner Brothers, fans will get to see new content and celebrate the stars and creators of their favorite feature films, live action and animated television series, games, comics, home entertainment releases, and more. The projects that should be in attendance for DC Fandom include Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, The Batman, which will be releasing an exclusive new trailer, Batwoman, Black Adam, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, DC's Stargirl, Doom Patrol, The Flash, both the movie and the TV series, Peacemaker, Shazam, Fury of the Gods, and many more. Talent that will be appearing will be announced closer to the day of the event. And as I mentioned, Saturday, October 16th, mark your calendars, guys. It was the best virtual con event of last year. And I watched a lot of them. This is one to definitely check out.
Oh, they were fantastic last year. DC Fandom did it so good. And they did it twice. They had one, like you just said, with comic books, things like that. Then they did the TV shows, movies. Great stuff, man. It's they did well with it. And you're right, the virtual Comic-Con sucked. It sucked last year and it sucked this year.
It was not good, but
it was terrible. Just like E3 sucked last year, it sucked this year.
In any case, I have a feeling that the following week we will be doing a DC Fandom exclusive episode just to sort of unpack everything that they released and really have fun with it.
It should be good. Yeah, I think it'll be pretty good. I look forward to seeing all the upcoming stuff. And plus, like you said, got some Black Adam on the horizon, Shazam 2. Some good stuff coming ahead. And, DC doesn't always do things great, but Fandom is one they do very well.
They do. Well, folks, we are headed into our commercial break. When we come back, it is time for video game news, so don't go anywhere. We will see you guys in just a few.
Behold my precious. Ooh, yeah, let me tell you something right here. It's the Loot Crate subscription box, full of exclusive loot, fun surprises delivered to your door every month.
Just pick up your favorite geeky genre, Daddy.
From the original Loot Crate, the Loot Crate DX collectible boxes, dude! Cowabunga!
To the Loot Gaming video game box.
Woohoo! Yee-hoo!
Loot Crate Horror Box. What's with kids today, huh?
Wowzers! With crates starting as low as $11.99 per month, there's a box just about for all collectors. To get your geek on, head over to phoenixmedia.us/Loot Crate and claim your exclusive offer. That's FENIXmedia.us/Loot Crate. Great Scott!
Snap into a Loot Crate, dig it?
Welcome
Welcome to Calvin's Barbershop.
You all gotta see this.
I don't even want to know what you're looking at on that phone.
Well, you should. I was learning about the dangers of high blood pressure and that we need to get ours checked regularly. High blood pressure can increase the risk of heart attack or stroke, but this text program can help keep it at a healthy range. Just text barbershop to 97779 to sign up.
I'll get right on it as soon as I'm done with this baby panda video.
Text barbershop to 97779. A message from the American Heart Association and the Ad Council.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. You can make a difference by dropping off a hot meal and saying a quick hello. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
People been saying to your friend, get a different face, and posting on their feed, they're super ugly. The things they say to them online are cruel and they're not true. So tell your friend, I'll stand up for you. Don't worry, I know what to do.
Know someone being bullied online? You can be a witness and make a difference by letting the world know it isn't cool and by letting your friend know you care. Learn more at eyewitnessbullying.org. Brought to you by the Ad Council.
Hope you enjoyed your meal. And I just want to say, he's lucky to have a brother like you.
Lucky? Caring for my brother is far from easy. But he's a part of me, like my arms and legs, so I'll be his. No time for tired. Nothing can disable this love. He needs me, but I'm the lucky one, even though I need help now and then.
If you're caring for a loved one, visit aarp.org/caregiving for care guides and community. Support for your strength. Brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
You're listening to Phoenix Media. Listen live and explore more great shows at phoenixmedia.us. And welcome back, folks, to the fourth and final segment of the Proton Pack podcast. We did our review of Free Guy. We dropped some TV news on you. We talked about the weekend box office and movie news. But you know what? It is time to now get into video games.
Hey man, you want to play some video games? Hadouken! Oh, he's on fire! Time to
All right, so in video game news, you know, this is something you sent me from Gamescom over the weekend. I had no idea that this project even existed. And it is something that is our trailer of the week, something that, I'm kind of excited about. They haven't showed any gameplay footage yet, but we are going to show you guys the reveal trailer now and see what you guys think. So here we go with Marvel Midnight Suns.
First, they conquered humanity's greatest evil, and she lay in rest. Then they vanquished threats from beyond our stars.
Hello, Dr. Venkman.
If you'd be so kind.
Oh, he's a busy man.
It's cool to see Ghost Rider or something. Not sure who she is, though.
Nah. She's off to Never Neverland, though. Let's go, Bob.
Now our nightmares have come for us, and she must awaken.
Ah, more Metallica. Magic.
Maleficent!
Mother.
Mommy.
Psylocke. Not, but it's cool.
I don't know about you, Tone, but that looks badass.
Looks like an awesome game, man. Gameplay drops tomorrow, or whenever you listen to this, September 1st. So listening to this episode after, go check it out now.
Yeah. My hope is that it plays like X-Men Legends or Ultimate Alliance, something along those lines. But it's a fun collaborative game with a lot of characters we're not used to seeing in the games. Ghost Rider, Blade. Don't know who the main chick is, but maybe she's a new character created just for this.
Yeah, looks awesome. And what's nice is Marvel is actually partnering with different companies now, which is sweet. I still please Marvel vs. Capcom, give us a new one. Re-release Marvel vs. Capcom 2. There's a big trend going on Twitter right now called hashtag free Marvel vs. Capcom 2 or hashtag free MVC2. Anyways, check that out. But this looks cool, man, and I look forward to it. And I hope, I'm like you, it is going to be an RPG type game, so I hope it's along the lines of Legends and Alliance, because those are the best type of, for Marvel, to me, the best RPG. I don't want a standard RPG game because they take a while, and I'm just happy this is not a mobile game, because it seems like all the cool Marvel games, like the fighting and everything, is on mobile.
Well,
I'm not a big mobile gamer.
The new Marvel game that just came out 2 days ago, Marvel Future something, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
It's a great game, but, you've got mobile. It's, So,
I'll play that on the big screen, yeah.
Yeah. So Marvel Midnight Suns is expected to drop March of 2022, so about 6 months from now, and we'll keep you updated on anything else we find out about that. Yeah. Well, let's move on to it. On to our next story. We already knew that Netflix is planning to branch into gaming, and it's taken another big step forward. Today, which actually was 4 days ago, the streaming giant announced that subscribers with an Android device can now try out its gaming service. Unfortunately, this feature is currently only available to Netflix subscribers that live in Poland. As noted in a recent Twitter thread, Netflix announced 2 games available right now in its gaming library: Stranger Things the game and Stranger Things 3 the game. What about Stranger Things 2? Both games are playable only on Android.
I was looking forward to that.
They're only available on Android devices, but are seemingly installed and played within the Netflix app. Users can expect no ads or in-app purchases when trying out the feature, and Netflix reaffirmed that it will not charge an additional fee to access games in its service. No word yet on if and when it plans on rolling it out worldwide to the US, but it is interesting that Netflix is getting into the gaming business, especially on the heels of things like Google Stadia and Amazon. What is theirs? VO or I know you know it, Tone.
There is the for which one? Sony?
No, for Amazon.
I don't know, man. Off the top of my head, I don't know what. I didn't know that they had a gaming system out. I guess I don't follow that too much.
Yeah, it's another cloud gaming service,
gamer, but
like Stadia. So
yeah,
and I know
Stadia. I give them props. They tried, but I'm glad you didn't go with it because you were excited about it, and I'm glad you didn't end up getting it because that thing flopped hard.
It did. But, Xbox is working on their own. They already have a sort of version of that with Xbox Game Pass. It's only a matter of time before it goes
they're
all
doing
cloud.
Theirs good. Yeah, it's pretty sweet. The Xbox Game Pass, there's quite a few games you can actually play on your phone. I tested it, and I played Killer Instinct on my phone. And it was pretty damn cool.
That's
the control,
cool.
like, if you're going to do it, though, you definitely want to get the attachment so you can play with your controller, because it is hard as hell to play on the damn phone.
Or you can pair an Xbox controller to it. Yeah. All right,
You've got to have a special special dongle to do it on the iPhone, though.
Oh, really?
Because there's no blue. Yeah, you can't connect. Yeah. Androids can, but Apples can't.
Well, let's move on to our next story here. A game that you and I are super excited about. It's a throwback to the old school arcade. Talking Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Shredder's Revenge. Well, it was announced opening night at Gamescom that April O'Neil will be a playable character within the game. They released a trailer showing her moves and everything she can do. And it's exactly what I was hoping for last time we talked about this, where there will be more playable characters that you can utilize. Hopefully it goes beyond just April and, we'll see Metalhead or Leatherhead or any of the other head characters and, Master Splinter. Things along those lines, but I'm still super excited for this game. All right, so the game is set to come out sometime next year. They say early 2022. But, aside from that, kind of hoping that would be out earlier than that.
I was too. I mean, it's a bummer that it's 2022. It does show it just on the Switch and PC in 2022. So fingers crossed, maybe PS4, Xbox, PS5, Xbox Series X, and all that other crap. Maybe this year. Highly unlikely, but man, this game looks awesome. Looks like a throwback to the old arcades, along with the current Scott Pilgrim game that's out. Also, Dotemu pushed that one out too, so check that one out. That's actually kind of a fun beat 'em up. But the Turtles, man, sign me up.
It's got some pretty good pedigree. All right, and then folks, that about does it for the show. We want to thank you guys for tuning in. We know it's been a few weeks, but we plan on making it a little more consistent as we go. As always, follow us at the Proton Pack anywhere you go on social media. And Tony, anything you want to leave folks with?
Yes, thank you guys for hanging with us. Like, subscribe, share, tell your friends. It's nice to hear random people come up to me and say, hey, at work, like they tell their friends, like, I heard you have a podcast. What's it about? And then they get excited. So word of mouth, that's how this thing grows. So thank you guys. Episode 76 in the books. We'll see you hopefully next week for episode 77. And go see Shang-Chi. Is that how you say it? Shang-Chi?
That's how you say it. All right, folks. We'll see y'all next week.
Shang-Chi! Adios.
I am hasta la vista, baby.
That's it, man. Game over, man. It's game over.
Woo! Yowie wowie!
Mommy, where's Fluffy?
Goodbye.